So let's talk about the step that most women over 40 forget when they're moving abroad. One that sounds so simple, but yet is so important. And that is the numbers. Knowing our numbers, knowing what it's going to cost us to live, knowing what it's costing us to live now. A lot of us, because of the income that we're having, doesn't really always require that we look at every single penny that's coming in and coming out. And so therefore we kind of like guesstimate how much we spend on entertainment, dining out, clothes, all the extras. We probably have an idea of how much our mortgage is, or how much our car payment is, or insurance. But the rest of those things usually don't really get into a budget at certain income levels. They just kind of happen. And so when you're thinking about moving abroad, you want to take in consideration. You want to understand how much money you are spending every month. You want to know your numbers. And then you want to look at how that translates into the country you're going to. Now, the country you're going to, are you going to be spending the same kind of money in entertainment, clothes, hair, and nails? Or is it going to reduce? It all depends on where you're going. I always think about how the fact that we love Chinese food. We eat out Chinese food, from takeout everywhere to dining in. And Chinese food is normally a relatively inexpensive item. But I remember living in Nigeria, it was not. That could be anywhere between $150 to $200 meal. So you got to know your numbers, and you got to know what's going to cost for you to live in the next country. If you have more questions about knowing your number, why don't you just drop it in the chat, cost, and I'll help you figure out your numbers for the country you want to live. I'm Sable, your bougie girlfriend, and you continue to live an elevated life.